Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Link to the Past randomizer casual boots tournament race. We got another exciting top 64 bracket race between NYRambler and EwolaKoala. I'm here with Gilgamesh on comms. Let's get this party started. What's up, buddy?
Not too much. How you doing tonight? Or afternoon, I suppose.
I'm doing great. It's been another lazy day.
Those are the good ones.
Those are the good ones. I've gotten to a really bad habit of staying up till 4 a.m. playing Sea of Thieves with idiots.
Uh-huh. As you do.
As you do. But it's been fun. It's been a nice breather. Been watching a lot of rando, not playing as much rando.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to take a little break once in a while.
It's usually what happens once you're out of group stage.
Yeah.
In a tournament, kind of take it easy a little bit. But yeah, looking forward to some more casual boots. Got some nice, lovely, beautiful early items here with red boomerang and shovel.
Love an early shovel.
And some very stressful TTYD Paper Mario music over on Ewola's side. Which is fitting, because I'm probably going to play more Paper Mario after this, but not the good one that we're listening to. The bad one.
Oh, yeah, you only play the bad ones, right? How's that Super Pape going?
I need to see more before I can really tell you.
Yeah, I never played that one myself, but I've heard things about it.
Things, you say?
Yes, we'll say things.
I have also heard things, but I also played it when it originally came out, and it was not one that I would personally recommend to anybody.
Well, glad I didn't miss out then.
So, let's take a look while these lads are going through the boring old escape, which we've seen a million times. I just want to take a look and see where these two stood in their group stages, so we can get kind of a comparison in performance. This is top 64. This is the first round. Based on the group stage, Ewola finished 4-2, and I think Rambler finished also 4-2. I'm pretty sure.
Was he? I thought he went 5-1, but it might have been 4-2.
I'm scrolling. Oh, he did go 5-1. Well, there you have it. I was wrong. So, Rambler, the higher seed in this race, will he be able to casual boots his way out of this one?
We will see.
We will have to see. Let me hear what song Rambler has here for Hyrule Castle. I can't hear it.
Yeah, I can barely hear
It's
it.
way too quiet. Dude, audio is impossible.
Come on, Rambler.
Come on, Rambler.
So far, nothing too exciting in this game.
Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna find anything of value in here to kind of
shovel's
give us...
nice.
Yeah, it's nice to route. Like, I would almost... Well, I don't know. To me, this would be a good opportunity to, like, Houlihan into shovel south route up to Kakariko. Like,
that would be
just in case it ends up being one of those seeds where, like, that's what I would do if this was a qualifier, because I tended to do a Houlihan a lot in qualifiers just because I wanted to guarantee that I had Zora money no matter what,
sure,
or at least close to it, because there were a couple races that came down to farming Zora money. Otherwise, you just do the normal route, but then after Maze Race, you go over and check shovel. No big deal.
Right. I mean, there's definitely other value in doing shovel first. If you happen to find a bottle or a flute there, you can get that done your first trip to Kakariko.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of the downside about this mode is, yes, on one hand, it's nice to just be done with escape and never have to think about it ever. And you don't do it in, like, 3 trips, like you do in open mode, usually.
But you have to do it every single time.
Yeah. Why can we get a version where it's open mode, but escape's already complete and there's junk items in there?
Ooh. Alright.
Let's
get somebody on that.
Not a bad idea. This bracket stage has already been kind of nuts. Because
Yeah, there's been a lot of upsets.
It's casual.
Well, theoretical
boots.
upsets.
Theoretically, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean it's rando, right?
This Moon Girl. Because I mean, you know, on one hand we have the Cross Keys Tourney where like you could put off checking one entrance, and that entrance has like 10 items that you need somehow, and you just lose because of that. And casual boots, you know, more often than not, it's just like, okay, which crappy pendant dungeon do I dip? And if I, or like in my race the other day, like, man, if you just make the hookless swamp dive as soon as you enter Dark World, like,
you win.
Completely different game. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, glove. We got Moon Pearl. All right, we got some stuff going on here.
Yeah, just like that. This
all crystals. Red, Eastern, blue. The other two.
Was it red? Oh yeah, it was red Eastern. Sorry, I was so distracted by Petal Meadows. I love this song.
Tracking and calming at the same time is hard, as I found out.
No, it's not. It's not tracking. It's the music.
Oh, okay.
Petal Meadows. I tell you what. It's a cat jammer right there. Yeah, both runners going for the same route. I mean, I don't know. For me, the other issue I kind of have about this mode is that there's really no reason to route any differently unless you want to be cheeky or you get like
something like really that points you in a completely different direction.
Yeah. Like if you get, you know, a bow right in escape, then of course, you know, you might just rush Eastern right away.
Sure.
But a lot of times it's like, okay, go do the same thing.
Well,
Ooh,
actually, it looks like we might see early mountain play here. I'm into this.
Good. Yes. Give me something different. You know, when I was watching my race back and you guys were talking about, I think it was Talon, your Kokon was talking about, like, man, if I get glove, I'm going up the mountain just right away. And it makes sense in this routing option. Ooh, missing out on that Master Sword. Because, I mean, unless you find Flute, you're going to have to make this trip up here anyway. So you're not really losing too much time. Unless, like... I mean, obviously, you'd benefit from there being something in, like, Spectacle Cave, because climbing up there for nothing kind of stinks, but...
It does, but you're going to, like you said, you're most likely going to make that trip at some point anyway, so you have the save and quit point now. And if you do happen to find something nifty up here, it can make the rest of your Light World routing a lot nicer.
Nifty, you say?
Nifty. So far, not anything nifty, but we got one more check.
Anticipating a very early Dark World access, like...
I mean, we're one item away, so yeah. Oh, there's the lamp. So you were going to get Flute as your mountain access.
Well, there you go.
Well...
It's good info. It's good to know.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, if you find Mirror, you might be a little hesitant to go up the mountain, hoping to find a fire source just for Hera, but your fire source for Hera is right there.
Right. And, you know, probably avoids... Well, I don't want to say it avoids Aga at all costs at this point, but the fact that the lamp is locked behind another item makes Aga a little bit more unlikely.
For sure. Wow, and Ewala going for the full-on CAC skip for now.
A lot of people have been doing that recently.
Yeah, you know, I talked about there being no different routings in casual boots, and I've been made a liar instantly, but there's our Dark World access right away.
Okay, so does Rambler want to just jump right in here?
Does he want to beef it on up or into the Dark World? And, you know, it's... Especially with that money, like, you don't have to... I know in the past I've, like, made a quick dip into the Dark World, and I'm like, crap, I don't have money for, like, digging game or chess game. This was a mistake, so now I gotta double back sometime. But, you know, Rambler's got some goodies.
All right, well, CAC Skipper's in shambles right now.
For sure. Dan Bombos, okay.
So this is interesting. He could just go straight into Dark World here after finishing Kakariko, but with that bow, he could also go clear Eastern.
Yeah, I mean,
which maybe you want to hold off and wait until you get to Pod and...
Ice Rod here in Mini Moldering Cave. We got a Fire Shield, some more Muns, and our first bomb.
Looks like Rambler is taking the Dark World bait.
Yeah, not even going to check Maze Race. I guess, you know, if he really wants to, he can come back to Link's house and route up towards Maze Race, checking Shovel on the way.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a weird situation, because, like, if you find the Mirror, then you could potentially do Pod Eastern together.
Right.
Especially if you find the mirror, and then you can go get your lamp.
That Rambler doesn't know about.
Right. Okay. Pennant Skull, Pennant Thieves. Is that green
Of course.
Pennant TR? What do we find?
Both. Well, just the fact that Rambler decides to make the early Dark World dip, and both Skull Woods and Thieves Town are pendants makes this a lot less enticing.
That's how they get you. Early Ice Rod, green Pennant TR. Name a more perfect duo. Nothing on the island. Not gonna worry about Hobo for now. Not in Logic, so.
Yeah, other than that nothing. Ice Rod, South Shore has not paid off yet.
And not enough money for Zora. It's a heart piece and some bombs. Not even gonna. Was it an empty bottle that they got?
I don't recall. This is always a play I'm hesitant to make if I don't have the Zora money, because I know if I do this, I am never going back to Zora, which has burned me in the past.
It's one of those where it's like, well, I'll do this with Catfish later, maybe, if it comes to it. But hopefully don't have to do it ever. Rambler did find the green 20 here in the middle section of Skullwood, so there's already one item in here, hoping to get the second one and then potentially never having to come back here.
That would be ideal. Nothing's worse than having to go into the back of Pendant Skull Woods.
For 2 items. Or even 1 item. Yeah. Unless it's one that you can... Well, there's Ether off of Hobo. Alright, so... We got Ice Rod and Ether. 2 semi...
Well, the Ether might be useful.
More money.
Alright, well, at least he's done with Skull Woods and probably never has to set foot back in here.
Oh, yeah, and then here's Ewolakoala gonna route up to Kakariko from the south. Which is going to be interesting, because then you kind of have to do a really weird route with Lost Woods into the portal.
Yeah, you kind of have to maybe make the decision to skip Lost Woods, which it didn't have anything, so that would work out. Wow!
It did have a sword.
That's right, yes, in the drop down. Well, hookshot on the shovel, so that's... I mean, that is interesting.
It's a good find. You never be upset about finding a hookshot. And that shovel was the one we got in Kakariko, so. Or in Hyrule Castle.
Yes. That's something that Rambler might end up putting off for a little while, unless he finds a mirror in here, because shovel plus, race game is a little orphaned at the moment.
Yeah, kind of hard to get back to that one. Wow, so this seed has been giving us just a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, what do we have everything except, I mean, between the 2 players, what do we need? A Fire Rod, a Samaria, and a mirror?
I mean, we still need a lot of stuff. Get me wrong.
Yeah. Mitts, flippers, a book.
Still can't really hear Rambler's audio, unfortunately. I wanted to switch to it, but it's just super quiet. I think I can adjust that with VLC. Okay. So, I guess right now the big thing we're kind of looking for is where's the flute that gets us up the mountain? And then, Hookshot and Hammer gets us East Death Mountain and Hera access. Which, could potentially lead to... Mitts or our mirror, maybe. A lot of possibilities.
Yeah, and that flute could kind of be anywhere at this point.
Rambler deciding to get on out of here. Not interested in finishing this Pendant Dungeon.
I would agree with that, I think, at this point. You got enough stuff to do where clearing Pendant Thieves is not that interesting.
I mean, he got both items out of Skull. He got 2 items out of Thieves Town, I think. Mushroom and powder in Village of Outcasts. Okay.
Yes, we got it all.
He does have that beatable Crystal Eastern and Crystal Pod, just without a lamp to make it easier.
He's also, I mean, he can go into desert as well, because he did pick up a book in Thieves Town.
Oh, he did. Yeah, I missed that.
Can't beat it without a fire source yet, which we don't have, but...
Oh, and apparently Walla picked up a...
option.
Oh, they both have cape. Oh.
Yes. Actually, that's... Did Rambler check Bumper Ledge after Skullwoods?
I don't
remember.
I don't remember either.
Chat will remember.
Did? Both did, okay.
Yes, okay. Well, there we go. Alright, so Rambler about to get his hookshot. I wonder if hookshot might entice Rambler to... Oh, wait, no, he's in the light. He's in the dark world, and he's not getting his hookshot. Just kidding.
Psych! Well, Walla gonna get that Master Sword before potentially heading into the dark world here. That's good. You don't want to miss out on a sword. Swords are nice.
No, certainly not. So we'll get a hype cave check here, and then I wonder if Rambler will go up the pod. Probably, right? You got bow, you got hammer.
Probably hoping to find mirror in here. That'd be nice. Art container. Walla having a little bit of trouble figuring out how to get to the portal. Oh, there's the mirror.
Well,
okay.
Wow, this game's easy.
Man.
Well, now we can just knock out Pod Easter. That's an easy call now. Assuming you're comfortable doing everything in the dark.
Yeah. It's a little spicy.
Dark turtles can get a little hairy for sure.
Hmm.
The rest isn't too bad.
I love that mirror. That mirror sound effect is so good. Alright, that's all of the dungeon info for Walla now. So okay. So here's what's interesting. With Pendant Skull and TR, we don't need a fire rod, because we do have bombos for ice.
Oh, this is true.
We do need flippers for swamp, and logically for ice. We do need to find mitts, obviously, but also flute and Samaria, and maybe a third medallion for Misery Mire. Right, but those are that's kind of what we're looking for at this point.
We're gonna go catfish here, it looks like. We're doing all the side quests.
$20 from a mushroom turn-in. So yeah, we'll be curious to see where Rambler goes to next. He has not
and
been
Rambler
to. He does
has
have
Zora money too. Yeah.
But I mean, right now we got what? The Back of Thieves, the non-lamp locked parts of Pod, the non-lamp locked parts of Eastern.
Well, I mean, technically those are in logic now, right? Because with the mirror we have the lamp. We don't have it, but logically,
it's not in logic, no. But technically, we could go up and get the lamp if Rambler was to make a trip up the mountain. Okay, now logically.
Okay. Oh right, yes, because we didn't have the flute. Yes, yeah. I knew the flute was coming soon. So.
Wow, what a free seat so far. Okay, so this is interesting.
That's actually good for Rambler, I think, right? Because he's going to go activate that flute and then probably go check library, race game, shovel while he's there.
Good chance he'll route south up to Kakariko from Link's house and pick up that hook shot, activate flute, and probably head straight up the mountain. And pick up that lamp.
Yeah.
While waiting for a ride. And then... the wallet. Oh my gosh! Tempered Sword off of Zora?
Wow.
Jeez, this seed, what the heck is going on? I mean, this literally could come down to if Ewala, full clears Thieves Town and finds any of the required items back there.
Yeah, I mean, we're picking up so much stuff 20 minutes in. It's kind of... You get a little... decision paralysis, well, what do I do now? Because Rambler's about to get his hook shot. It's like, well, do I go up the mountain? Do I go do Pod Eastern? Do I do, you know, do I just do my dungeons and hope the items are there instead of clearing more overworld?
From red to blue. It's always funny when you see the palette swaps for sprites that are like they start out red, and then you get the blue mail and they go to blue.
Those always confuse me. I'm like, what mail do they actually
have? Do they already have red mail?
Rambler thinking about that. Boomerang says no.
Yeah, they both thought about it. They're like, I got the red one.
You get a powder check here while you're here too, Rambler? Maybe not.
Ah, that's what the book was. Oh yeah, I remember the one problem I had with 1000-Year Door. It's too loud. Like, compared to the game audio, but that's easily adjustable.
Yeah, you can just run it through with the thing if you need to. And
also, the mushroom was also here, and so there was 3 items in the front of Pendant Thieves, so that's a really good reason to not want to continue in there.
For sure.
That's a... I mean, we could go check what's on the pedestal, but...
Pedestal never has anything.
Nah, it's not possible.
All right, all right. So Rambler opening for the mountain first. I'm a little surprised they didn't check Magic Bat, but
yeah, it is a little time sink, but you know, if there is a possibility of like
routing it all together with the
routing with Smith Chain later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really, the only thing that Rambler's missing out on is just that Ice Rod and Ether from Hobo.
Right, and might not need either of them.
Yeah, we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Rambler gonna get his lamp and then probably just go ahead and beat Hera right now. And then do some East Death Mountain if he doesn't get bullied by these boulders anymore.
They're out for blood.
I'm so proud. My boy Homer, I used him for my race yesterday and got me a win. So I feel like I always lose whenever I use the
Monday pinch hitter.
The Monday blues. Sometimes it gets you. Koala on their way to picking up that mirror, and be curious to see. I would assume. Well, yeah, without that mirror or the flute, though, I feel like Koala would probably still go up and get the lamp anyway because it's such a nice item to have.
Yeah,
it's our only fire source, so
this is really the time to go to Cat. I mean, they do have the money now for Zora, so they might be tempted to go to Catfish Mirror to Zora because they weren't able to do that earlier.
Mm-hmm. I need to teach Rambler about turning off cursor capture on his tractor. You gotta keep seeing the mouse fly across the screen. No biggie.
There's a button for it right in OBS. You can turn that off.
Yeah. Oh, did you catch the video today? Somebody posted a video of like the easiest bootsless Herapot setup.
No, I did not see that.
It only really requires like one true pixel lineup, and then everything else is just like walk here, walk there, and you're in.
Huh. Interesting. I'll have to try that. I know I was having a little issue with it in my cross keys that you restreamed last week, but I usually have it. Like, I know what pixel I have to be on. My issue is that I'm bad at single pixel movement, so I just like
I don't blame
overshoot it. I should probably just try to sword buffer it instead of
sword buffer,
walking to
or
it.
you can pause buffer. You can like do diagonal movements to kind of get the right setup. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna grab that lamp. Probably follow Rambler right into Hera. I don't recall. I think we've seen one item. Zohar, maybe? Might be a basement item. That might be it. We'll see. Because it was map and then big key. Small key. Well, maybe there is one in the basement.
Yeah, I was not counting myself, so I'm not entirely sure. But we'll see. I mean, I don't think Rambler's going to go in for either way.
Yeah. Well, you have so much you could do right now. That's in logic. So Rambler would be the next best thing for him to find.
Mitts, so he can clear all the Dark Death Mountain stuff while he's here.
True. Yeah, that would be most convenient for sure.
Mitts plus Samaria, so we can potentially dip into TR while we're up here.
Ew. What, for that fire rod in the first chest?
Obviously. Nope, never mind.
Never mind.
All right, game. Yeah.
It's clearly not the first chest.
Let's just go to GT. Are we done with this seed yet?
What the heck? This is like sub-hour potential at this point. You know something's going to be like stupid. You know there's going to be something in the back of Thieves Town at this point.
I mean, flippers, mitts, Samaria. That's what we need. Maybe a medallion.
Okay, there is an item in the basement because the big chest had the compass. So
okay,
that's another situation that could play a part later in the scene. Anything here in Paradox Cave? I mean, the fact that we've gotten so many items. I mean, the fact that we're still picking up items. Like, I was not expecting a fire rod to show up.
No, I certainly not.
Like, I feel like dungeon rushing is the way to go next for sure.
Yeah.
So Eastern Pod for Rambler now.
Yep, you can do those. You can do desert.
The funny? Nah, it's not that funny.
The Rambler also didn't check the floating island there while he was up on the mountain, which
he should have. Yeah.
Something.
Unless did he just drop
I think
down
he
immediately?
just hopped right into Spiral.
Oh.
I think.
I feel like he would have checked that. That's a weird mistake to make. But then again, you might be right.
I've certainly made that mistake before.
In the just bombs. In the race room before they started, Ewolakoala was saying that they have not touched this game since their tiebreaker race to get into brackets.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think
coming in fresh.
I don't think Rambler's played since his last group race. I don't recall.
Nah,
I believe both of them are only in this tournament.
Rambler's a professional Secret of Evermore rando player.
I see. Alright, we just need to find Samaria and flippers, and we could be Mitsuko.
That would be... Sure, why not?
Well, that's good for Ewolakoala, because now that Zora Sword is kind of meaningless.
What do we not want to be our go mode? I guess a medallion, right? That's the obvious...
Yeah.
Least desirable.
Quake for Meyer would be less ideal, if you're...
But, I mean, two of these three... I mean... I guess Flippers is probably the worst one of the other three, because then you have potential to go into like TR for Flippers or something like that.
But then you get a Go Mode swap, which is always great.
That is nice.
Samaria Go Mode's also... Like, the worst of Samaria Go Mode is dipping Meyer for Samaria. But at least you don't have to go into TR ever.
Right. Well, yeah, Mitts and Samaria Go Mode both avoid the TR pitfall.
I mean, Mitts Go Mode would certainly be the best possible option.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, Ewolakoala, where are we going? We could go to Desert. That book. This might be Bombos in a desert, maybe?
Possibly? No. We're going up. So hopefully this is to Catfish. This might be to Pod Eastern, though.
Maybe.
Which is fine.
Yep.
But they do need to get up to Catfish at some point.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
There's the Mitts. Wow, Mitts and Pod. Who'd have thought? So Samaria Flippers minimum. And we're not even 30 minutes in.
See, Rambler, if you had just done Pod Eastern before going up the mountain lampless, you could have cleared the whole mountain in one shot.
Just think. There's Burna. That's the problem I always have is like part of me is if I'm going up the mountain, I kind of want to hold off a little bit so that I could potentially go up and do the Dark World section too.
I'm the same way.
Like always trying to play towards like whatever is the most convenient, most efficient, and it always sucks when that is what causes you to lose, like what bites you in the butt. When like mitts are up there, come get out of here with that.
Well, so we got that, mitts that gets us into Ice Palace too, so another crystal dungeon we can knock out here. I'd like to find the cane before going in there, but I personally don't put off ice that long hoping for cane. I'm like, if I can clear it, whatever, I'll bomb jump.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people like to really, really wait until they get that Samaria.
Yeah, Icebreaker has just completely changed the meta around Ice Palace for sure.
I guess this far away, or this close to go mode, I might hold off. If I still needed a ton of items, though, the chances of Ice having something is a lot higher.
How do you feel about this decision to do Eastern before Pod?
I don't really like it, because I don't think you're going to find anything in Eastern that's going to make Pod any easier or faster.
And you've basically added one extra mirror.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 mirror transitions. I guess it doesn't matter for them because they don't have the flute, so they're not going to mirror and flute away. They're just going to save and quit once they're done. Yeah, if you were looking for like an item to make Pod easier, I could see a reason.
Yeah, if you wanted a lamp or something, or even like a... I was going to say Master Sword, but we have a bow. This Master Sword isn't really helping Pod at this point.
Yeah, once Ewolakoala gets into Pod, they'll get their Tempered Sword, which is a really nice bailout, honestly. Because that last sword could have been somewhere deep, and then that one that was on Zora would just potentially never be seen.
I feel like they would pretty much always get that Zora, unless Flute is somehow their go mode, but like they're going to have to go up to Catfish anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point. Though, you know, it could be one of those situations like, well, if Zora has something that's required, then my opponent probably already got it, so I gotta hope it's nothing.
Rambler, come on, you got Butter Sword. What are you doing here?
Come on. Alright. Let's see this helmet fight. Setting up the sword spin, or just doing all pokes. All pokes, okay. A lot of people going for that like initial spin speed setup to extend their hammer hitbox.
Yeah, get that sword lag out of there.
I think it's nice if you don't have Gold Sword or Tempered and you want to use your hammer on phase 2. I think that's when it really plays a part. I think when you have Gold or Tempered Sword, it's not really necessary. It does speed up the first part, but then, like, if you want to actually use Tempered Sword or Gold Sword, you have to do a little dash, which can be a little awkward.
Yeah. Nothing else in Pod, but I don't think we're going to complain about pulling mitts out of there.
Also, this is the worst Eastern Palace song ever.
This is great. I love it.
It's just like a 5-second song on repeat.
Jamming out to it. It's like, yeah, like the, what is it? The Misery Mire song in the Bomberman film.
I was just talking about that with somebody today. It's like really painful to listen to after like being in there for a minute. No, the worst I remember was that Mega Man MSU pack that came out, and like the file select music was like the password theme that was literally like a 5-second loop.
Oh, I don't think I've heard that one.
It's a good song if you hear it for like 10 seconds while you're writing down your password. Otherwise, it is grating after a while, especially when you're like You're sitting on the file select waiting for everybody to frickin' ready up in a 100-person weekly, and you're like, can we go now?
That's like the file select song for my SD3 pack, which I didn't really consider.
Oh, could you?
That one's also not great. I should probably change that at some point, but I mean, it's the file select song for the game, so I was like, oh, well, it fits perfect there, but
sometimes
only when you have to listen to it for 10
you,
seconds.
You gotta abandon the thematically correct choice for a choice that is good for your ears.
Yes. Alright, Ewolakoala picking up his tempered sword, probably happy to see that.
Yeah.
I'm always happy to see a tempered sword.
Oh, for sure. So what are these runners going to do once they're done over here? I would assume Rambler would probably rush...
Ice? Or desert?
I wouldn't go ice without flippers. Since he needs flippers anyway. I don't know, that's...
Yeah, that's true.
That's always a tough call, because like you don't want to go do Ice Palace, and then it'd be a flipper go mode seed. Because you're like, oh,
right.
Frick. I could have go moded this too. But, I mean, I could probably see him... Yeah, Mountain wouldn't be too bad, because, you know, you don't to go into TR, and right now he doesn't have the opportunity to.
Right, so you can do all that. You can do Hookshot, Super Bunny, Spike Cave.
I feel like he's probably going to head to the Mire area.
Yeah, that's also...
the Mire Medallion is and do Crystal Desert.
Mm-hmm. We could do Smith Chain.
Smith Chain, Magic Bat. For me, like, that's always the tough part about... That's why I like the the Hype Cave start in the Dark World. Because there's nothing worse than going into the Village of Outcast portal, checking your map, and seeing that it's Pendant Skull and Pendant Thieves.
Pendants, I know.
You're like, I don't want to be here. So I feel like at least Rambler, I think one of them at least checked... Well, no, Rambler didn't, because he didn't go up the mountain until he had the mirror. So
right.
I was wondering.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember if any runner checked like when they were heading into Hera during that mirror section.
I don't
think so.
I don't think so. But yeah, I mean, at least they got the nicest Skullwoods and Thieves Town pendant layouts you can get. Right, both items in the front of Skullwoods, 3 items in the front of Thieves.
Mm-hmm. Can't complain about that too much. Can't believe Rambler isn't using a Pugsley spray. Oh, right? He was threatening to put together his secret Pugsley scavenger hunt MSU pack.
There's that one Pugsley song in the SNES mix for Dark Skull Woods, I think, is the one of the map themes in Pugsley.
I mean, to be fair, if there's any quality about that game that was tolerable, it was the music.
Yes, that's...
But you couldn't hear the music because you had to listen to fart sounds whenever you stomped on an enemy.
Somebody worked very hard on those fart sounds.
I had already gotten used to the farts and belches from playing Boogerman, so, you know.
I mean, Boogerman's got the best farts and belches.
Barts and felches.
Well, we don't want to talk about Bart either.
No, we don't. Alright, Rambler, where are we going? What's the plan? Booger!
Yeah, Ice Palace flippers check? Well, he doesn't have flippers, so he can't do flippers check. I mean, he could do flippers checks.
He might. He might do Ice Rock Cave, set up Fake Flipper, or Water Walk, check Hopo. Maybe, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, I know I personally, in this mode with Casual Boots, will always do this stuff early. So, like, part of me, okay, he's not setting that up, so he's heading out of here.
Nope.
So I'm always like, man, I don't want to miss something on Hobo if my opponent got it, like, sequence broke it at the beginning of the DLC. Is he actually going for Ice Palace? No. Oh, he's going to Mini Roller Cave. Okay.
Oh, he isn't on South Shore yet.
No. Because he went right into Dark World out of Kakariko.
Right, yeah.
And then came back for the South Loop up to Kakariko, so...
Well, it's not going to find anything. Well, we'll find the Ice Rod, but... hopefully we don't have to use that.
Pesky Moldorms. They really are, like, top 3 worst enemy in the game. It's like Dead
Regular
Rocks,
enemies?
Moldorms,
Yeah,
and Chain Chomps, I think, are...
I don't think the Chain Chomps show up enough to be that annoying. I'm trying to think. Dead Rocks are definitely number 1.
Uh-huh.
But...
I feel like I have more... Dead Rocks really are only a pain in the butt if you're doing NMG runs. Which I never do. But the last time I did do it, I missed my sub 90 because of Dead Rocks on Death Mountain. At least that's what I'm blaming it on. It is Quake for Meyer.
Oh, okay, so we're on the hunt for a medallion. All right, well now this can get interesting.
Nope, no under the doormat unless it's at
the other doormat.
The other doormat. Really nice helmet on Walla's side.
So I wonder what Ewala will do after this. Probably desert.
Yeah, I could see that. Might even do... I mean, maybe could potentially do Smith Chain down to desert.
They have to have their flute locations pretty narrowed down at this point, right? Because they know that a sequence broke up the mountain.
Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I never like seeing someone dash out a pod.
I mean, this does look like Pyramid Ledge to Catfish, which is good for them. I don't know that this is the fastest way to do it, but good for them that they'll be getting their flute.
Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, at this point, you could go to Village of Outcast and do, like, Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb into Kern Jump Catfish.
Jump across. Yeah.
And just isolate Pyramid. I just feel like dashing out of the pod maze is so heckin' slow.
Oh, yeah, no, it's never... It's rarely ever a thing you want to do.
Yeah.
But they will be getting their flute here shortly, and they can turn in the mushroom here as well, too, and do the Zora check if they're so inclined.
Unless they hookshot across here first.
That's not actually... Yeah, that's actually probably a better choice to do those first and then double back. I don't know how comfortable they are with Kern jumping, though.
Yeah. Because it can be kind of unreliable if you're not...
If you don't have a good setup for it, it can be pretty finicky, yeah.
That's why this North Dark World section can be such a pain in the ass to route. Right, we already saw the mushroom turn in. It was nothing. Desert so far has nothing. Well, gonna get their flute, which is good. So really, I mean, at this point now, other than Rambler just having a little bit of time on Ewala, like...
We've done basically the same thing, yeah.
Yeah, well, it'll be a full desert ahead at this point. Which, you know, desert's a pretty short dungeon.
Yeah.
And at least Ewala didn't, like, go to desert with the book or something and lost that time as well.
Plus, given that we're looking for a Quake, I mean, very easy for anyone to pull ahead, depending on where that ends up being.
So we can't dip Mire, obviously. We're done in the like this area. So Smith Chain, Dark Death Mountain, back of these. I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's as far as in logic stuff. That's about it.
Yeah. If Samaria shows up, we can do we can do TR potentially.
Ooh.
That's a crystal for Rambler and a gold sword.
Go Smith Chain here first.
Smith Chain down to Bombos and hope Flippers show up.
Yeah, maybe.
And then you can do Swamp and Ice. And hope you find Samaria quick.
Yeah, exactly. Easy.
Easy game. Just never go back up the mountain until you're going to GT.
I always aim for a single mountain climb every season.
Hey man, if you can get it, get it. Go for it.
Is this the first Agina check we're seeing?
I think so, yeah. King's Tomb with Fiver. We got... Okay. I was like, I can't imagine there'd still be more stuff in Sphere 1.
Flipper's just sitting in Nagina's cave, right?
Yeah, piece of cake. Pedestal has not been checked yet from either runner. Both of them got the book out of Thieves Town.
Not technically dead. It could be Quake, could be Flippers.
Yeah. We would just need to find Samaria and have
Quake.
the
No,
TR medallion.
Samaria. Yeah.
So, I feel like for Rambler here, if you know, would be really interesting if TR ended up being Ether. I guess.
Where was Ether?
Ether was on the Hobo. So Flipper locked.
That could be. Yeah, if Kane's up here and TR is Ether.
I mean, it would just mean an extra trip up for Rambler. But then you would know that, well, we would know that Flippers wouldn't be in TR, obviously.
Right.
But it could be some cheeky thing like get Flippers to go get Ether to go into TR to get Quake or blah, blah, blah. Alright, Hoshot Cave coming up. Nah. We do have Spike Cave. That is available as well.
Right. Get a look at what TR is.
We need that Ether medallion today. Yes.
Oh, we do. Okay.
Okay. Well, if Samaria's right here and Ewala comes up here next, things could get spicy.
Yeah, but even then, that's still because like Quake is the only thing that could be in TR, right?
Yeah.
So
you would probably go exhaust your other options first.
I think so for sure.
Alright, nothing in here. So Spike Cave, Graveyard Ledge, and Smith Chain, I think is what we're down to at this point.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is confirming that Rambler did not check this earlier.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I mean, if it had been something required, and he missed out on it, and now seeing it, I mean... what would have been the worst thing it could have been for him if it was something required?
I mean, at this point, I don't know. Flippers? Maybe? But at this point, yeah, any of the items we still need, you wouldn't feel super bad about it.
Yeah. Like, what if it was Quake? Oh, man, I just avoided a Caneless Meyer div. Oh, man,
right.
what if Ether was there? Oh, now we can go get Ether and still not go into TR.
Yeah, there is still one item in the back of Thieves Town,
yep.
as somebody in chat has called out. So
yeah, certainly mentioned that a few times already now. We also do have, I believe, Hera Basement. I think that wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think either player did that. Did we check Ether tablet?
Yeah, okay. Rambler checked it when he came up here because he had book already.
Gotcha.
And then I think Ewala on their second trip up the mountain checked it before Hera. So yeah, this is definitely looking like a Smith Chain play or potentially North Dark World route for Rambler.
Right, he still has King's Tomb and Graveyard Ledge to do. I mean, something's got to be on Smith Chain at this point. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I mean, right now, Samaria wouldn't logically open up anything. Flippers would open up the most at this point. Then you have a full Swamp and Ice Palace to go play through. Yahoo! So, at this point, you kind of don't want Flippers to show up yet.
No, yeah, you want Flippers to be your go mode, I think.
Yeah, at this point. Graveyard Ledges are gonna have the Flippers.
Oh,
okay.
Wait, did Ewala not check that?
Ewala checked King's Tomb from the Light World, so no.
Oh, that's,
so yeah, that's the downside
brutal.
about that routing decision to go straight to Catfish from Pyramid and then come back for King's Tomb is now Graveyard Ledges ridiculously isolated.
Very hard to get back to, yeah.
Yeah. So it's only really bad for Ewala if obviously A, they last locate that spot, and B, if anything else, well, if Samaria or Quake is locked behind those Flippers.
Which it probably is going to be, but
at this point, yeah. But I mean, there is still Smith Chain. There's still
Yeah, I mean,
Back of Thieves and Hera Basement.
they may
But yeah,
have...
I agree.
I think Smith Chain is probably where... Well, maybe up the mountain again, but if they go to Smith Chain next, you would probably hit up Graveyard Ledge at that point too, because that's the closest you're ever going to be.
Yeah. I feel like at this point we'll... You go straight into Swamp first?
Swamp first? I don't know. I mean, I guess... Yeah, maybe... That's tough, right? Because you don't want a full clear, you don't want a full clear swamp.
Wow, Rambler never been to the dam yet.
What a
the madman. I tried to do that in my race yesterday, but that seed was rude. Like, let's put all the Dark World access points in the furthest reaches from one another. Because literally, if I got into the Dark World without going to the dam, I was absolutely gonna combine that with a hookless swamp dip.
Next time.
It's okay. I think it's fine. It worked out. My sanity took a toll.
Ooh, Koala doing the Ice Palace play here.
Okay. Well, things are getting spicy.
This is not great, right? Because what do you find? Either you find Kane in here, which means Rambler is going to be in go mode shortly, or you're full clearing ice for nothing.
What would be the best? We still need to find Quake too. We're still 2 items.
That's
out.
true. That's true.
So, well,
I mean, best
here's the
would
thing.
be nothing in here.
If Ewala finds Quake and Samaria in here, or one or the other, then that like completely eliminates flipper locations for them. So they'll be able to piece together where the flippers can be.
Sure. Yeah.
So. But I mean, all that would, like, you find Samaria in here, and you're like, okay, well, T-Rock is dead. I don't think Ewala's been back up to Dark Death Mountain either. So
Right.
it doesn't.
Well, we already know TR is dead for flippers, right? Because where Ether was.
Yeah, because of flippers, but Ewala doesn't know that yet.
Oh, that's right. He has not been up to Dark Death Mountain.
And then Samaria would be basically the same thing. So I think for Ewala, it needs to find Quake in here. But then again, you know, I would assume... Okay, there's Quake.
What if it's just sitting in Swamp?
What if it's just sitting in Swamp? Rambler gonna go straight to the back? Rambler just needs to find Samaria now. Oh, he does have flippers, otherwise how the hell is he in here?
This is not the no logic tournament.
Nope. Are we gonna see the sub-hour go mode? That's what I want to know.
Could be.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. For Rambler, TR is 100% dead.
Yes. Which is always a nice feeling.
Okay.
Well, okay. Well, there you go.
Wow. What an insane run.
Yep.
Oh, that's
well,
GG for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
I hate to call things preemptively, but it's going to require some sort of act of God, I think, at this point.
Wow, what a stack swamp. I mean, here's the thing that's unfortunate for Ewala is, you know, if you hookshot across, you do Graveyard Ledge Kings 2, you get flippers, so you don't have to current jump back over to do Catfish.
Right.
But, you know, if you don't know that trick or not comfortable enough, it's, you know, the problem is, they definitely took a chance on Graveyard Ledge being nothing by the way that they routed it, and unfortunately they just got randoed, so it is what it is.
That is how the game goes.
I don't really think Swamp was a big brain play. I mean, it's a Crystal Dungeon. It does also open up.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could have gone to either one first, realistically.
And, you know, more items in Swamp. I mean, the only thing that would make me pick Ice over Swamp is not wanting to do left side Swamp. But simultaneously, the only reason I would pick Swamp over Ice because I don't want to do Icebreaker-less Ice. So.
Turns out, Rambler picked the right order, so...
Yep.
Gets to go mode Icebreaker Ice Palace, go mode Mire, and then head up the mountain. This is gonna be a speedy one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a quick one. And
Everyone's
yeah,
gonna
this
make
is
you play Super Paper Mario soon.
that's okay. This is kind of the I've definitely been in a Walla situation where I need flippers anyway, but I still want to dip a beatable crystal dungeon and just hope that one of the other items I need are in here. If I do happen to do it, it's usually like I'm looking for freaking Ice Rod to go do TR or something.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what if flippers are in TR and Ice Rod is in Ice Palace and I can save a little bit of time, save myself from a double dip. So, you know, it's still a reasonable play. Because, I mean, aside from that, it's what? Graveyard Ledge, those crappy other dungeon one-offs, or Smith Chain. Smith Chain always sucks, so...
Yeah. Nice cold stare fight.
Rambler in Gomo, gonna hit the switch. Another case of a game's soundtrack that a lot of the best songs are the boss battles, and the boss fights are just so short.
That's so many MSUs. Drives me crazy.
It's like...
I gotta make like a boss fight MSU where the dungeon music is just boss fights or something.
Like, I'd say that about, like, La Milana, because a lot of the boss themes are really long, but it's over before it even starts. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of the regular themes in the game are still on the same tier caliber as the boss themes, so...
Right. Yeah, you just want to hear... You want to hear everything, though.
That's why you gotta put all your long MSU songs into, like, turn-based RPGs with ridiculously long boss battles.
Secret of Mana randomizer.
There you go. Swing, just keep swinging.
All right. Well, looks like Koala's gonna get flippers here.
Yeah. This just goes to show you that players hate Smith Chain.
Yeah. So this is, I mean, if they just go straight to Swamp here, they're not gonna be that far behind. They still have to do Desert though, so that is an extra jaunt they're gonna need to make, but they can route it in with Mire.
So, what was in Thieves Town? Thieves Town was a book, right?
Book, a mushroom, and I forget what the third item was.
And book didn't lead to anything, right? There's nothing on Ether Tablet, if I recall.
No.
So, and Skullwoods had money. We never touched it. So we got Seed where pendant dungeons weren't required.
Yeah, could have skipped them all and would have been fine.
I feel like that is always a bummer, depending on your playstyle. I tend to play Overworld a lot more than dungeons in general. So when I get a Seed that none of the pendants are required, I'm like, I'm living. I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
But then, like, rarely do you have a Seed where all 3 pendant dungeons are required. And there's been so many times where I'm like, alright, there's no way this 3rd pendant dungeon will have an item, and I do everything else, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
There's no chance it would happen 3 times.
There's no way! And that's how you get in your head. That's how you get in your own head, and you make bad decisions.
Try to metagame the game, and the game's like, nope.
Try to metagame off of, like... See, like, my race the other day, I was trying to metagame off the Crosskeys Tourney race I had the day before, where I was on the hunt for a hook shot, and I dipped Hookless Swamp, and it sucked. So I'm like,
it's hard to, like, flush that stuff out of your mind when you have something, like, especially you find something in a horrendous spot, you're like, ugh, I don't want this to happen again, so I'm gonna go here, even though it's not the right play.
That's the other thing is, like, at what point in a race would you feel comfortable enough to make a Hookless Swamp dive early? Especially after you literally last located your Dark World access.
It's so I know people say, well, if you get your flippers and you get your mirror and you get your hammer all super early, it's probably pointing to Swamp, and I agree that that's a logical way to think about it, but also it's still really hard to, like, pull the trigger on that.
Because if you're wrong, then you're just behind, like, incredibly.
A lot, yeah.
because it's such a bad play. I think it would have been different if I... Because, you know, I've seen so many seeds where, like, you need to make an early swamp play for, like, your mitts to progress through the rest of the game.
Yeah. I got knocked out of the main tournament this year because I didn't make an early swamp play, and there was a hook shot on left side swamp. My opponent went in early, and I did not, and I lost because of it, so...
There was a qualifier, I think, for that main tourney that had a left side hook swamp that, like, 5 people out of 100 made the early play and got, like, ridiculously good times. Give or take. So I think during either commentary or maybe towards the end of the race, I was like, yeah, this feels like a qualifier race. A qualifier seed, not a tourney race.
Well, about to be in go mode.
Go mode for Ewolakoala. Rambler
So,
picking up the big key in the main lobby of Mire.
About 2-ish dungeons behind here.
Yeah.
Still picking stuff up, though. I guess if you're right there looking for silvers.
Yeah. Might as well grab a couple along the way. Yeah, Rambler definitely in the driver's seat of this race. I mean, just... Oh, this is their last crystal, yeah.
Yeah, they're headed up the mountain here shortly. And yeah, we'll be in GT, I don't know, 105-ish?
Yeah, so... Fortunately, at this point, it's not even like a GT routing difference.
No, it's a... Rambler needs to die at the top of GT.
So, what was the big difference maker in this, really? I'd say... well,
Rambler finding that flute earlier?
Well, it was the cack skip not working out for Ewolakoala.
Right.
That, and, you know, the double mountain climb just to see the lamp. You know, that's time. Rambler's route from Hype Cave up to Catfish was, as you said, a big one. Because then going back and routing in Graveyard Legend, King's Tomb is a lot easier when you've already done Catfish.
Yep.
If your intention is to go do Village of Outcast or go in that direction. So.
Couple quick sword spins here.
Yeah, and I don't really think that Zora sword really made too big of a difference for Rambler.
No. Once you get tempered, the gold sword doesn't really do a whole lot for you.
Mm-hmm.
Makes Trinex a little bit faster, which we didn't even have to fight this seed. So.
It's still kind of nuts to me that this is just a best of 1 brackets. It's kind of... I kind of like it, but, like, at the same time...
Yeah, admins, what were you thinking?
I don't remember the last time I've done just a best of 1 brackets. It's always been a best of 3 or at least a double elim. Because SG Live last year did double elim.
Yep. I mean, there's something to be said for, like, just being done with it and not having to schedule potentially 3 races in a week. And
yeah.
especially with all the other stuff coming up.
I'm not complaining about it. It's just...
Yeah.
I always feel like one race is just, like, not enough to really determine, in my opinion, who the winner of a set is.
Oh, for sure, yeah. With this game, it's, you know...
Especially a mode like Casual.
Bad play. Yeah.
I think for this, I wouldn't mind maybe seeing a branch out into, like, a double elim format. The only downside about double elim, which I've experienced, is when you lose, and then you have to sit and wait for the winner side matches to catch up.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of sitting around waiting.
Well, there's a very simple way around that, and that's just to not make brackets.
Well, okay. I mean, that's true. Didn't you came down? You had a tiebreaker race, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Ended up 3-3 on a tiebreaker, and didn't quite get there. But that's, you know what, I was fine with it because, like I said, I'm in a bunch of other stuff. I'm playing cross keys. I'm playing in the meme tourney. I'm playing in League in a couple weeks, so...
Couple weeks? You mean couple months?
League? Doesn't League start in, like, 2 weeks?
No. SG... no. I don't think so.
I thought team signups. Oh, sorry, team signups are in a couple
Slow
weeks.
down, buddy.
So I'm ready to go. I want to play some co-op.
Right, let's try this again. Oh my gosh, just the freaking Hope Room?
Key? Did we get a key?
We get Yoshi's Island.
Imagine.
Wow.
Doing Hope Room first.
The easiest. Yeah, I would have lost some time. There's the key. But, you know, Rambler's going to miss out on the silvers that were over in Stalfos.
That's right. They were right there. He would have gotten them so easily.
Yeah, on one hand, like, it sucked to, like, go 6-0 in groups and then just, like, get randoed in your first round of brackets and be out.
Mm-hmm.
But it is also kind of nice because, you know, playing, what has it been now? 7 rounds of casual boots?
Yes.
I'm bored. I'm bored! At least for the most part, unless the seed is absolute trash, the seeds are over in like 90 minutes or less. Well, I'm a little bit of trouble with the spooky. Yeah. I think all my races in the casual boots tourney have been around the 90-minute or less, except for my first round against Amaret, that was like a 140 something. And then
I had one good one, which was like a 115 or something like that, and then almost all my other ones have been hot garbage, like 140 pluses.
Mm-hmm. This music is so unsettling.
I don't know if I like this for the climb. It's not, doesn't get my blood pumping enough.
You gotta have the, like, the spookier music that plays right before you fight, the boss, you know, there's like a slower... It's like a shorter theme. I think it... When does it
Honestly,
play?
just give me the Bowser fight theme for the tower climb.
Just give me the Bowser fight theme right away.
Yeah.
That's a done, Meyer. Walla... Walla still has to do desert, right? Yeah.
I think so.
No, I don't think so. He did it. He already did it. Oh. Sorry, I missed that. I was like, I didn't think Walla was that far behind.
Yeah. Fortunately, yeah, I was just gonna get the big key right away, probably, and no opportunity to make up any time here.
Which, I don't know. I'm super indifferent about races decided by GT routing. Yeah, it makes it for a more interesting race to an extent. If like one person has a huge lead and then it loses all of it, and then they're like tied up going up the gauntlet.
Yeah.
But like, man, it just feels so stolen to a degree.
Yeah, it can definitely feel bad.
You played the seed great, but then your opponent did tile room early and found the GT big key and won because of it. Or, you know.
Boy.
It's like,
tile room.
I wouldn't know that. Listen, it was fall 2018, I think it was. A Game 4 situation, and I felt like crap, and I went for it, and it paid off, and it got me into a Game 5, and then I never did it again.
You're 100% win rate with it, and leave it that way.
No, absolutely not. I've definitely lost, even just like ladder races, because I was like, I'm assuming my opponent's ahead of me, so I'm going to route like an idiot in GT, and then lose because of it.
I have never done the tile room gamble yet. I've lost to it, but haven't tried it myself. I've never felt like exactly 3 minutes behind my opponent.
And as Wall enters, Rambler is heading into the Moldern 2 fight.
Alright, well, it's gonna get their big key right away as well, so I'll be a tower climb behind here.
Yeah. The seed really didn't offer any sort of, like...
opportunity for catch-up.
Yeah, or even just, like, any sort of intriguing decision-making. It kind of was just, you know, do your overworld, go to swamp. That was it. Do your overworld, do your beatable crystal dungeons. Do a little bit more overworld. Do your beatable crystal dungeons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love this song. It's so good. I just when that
It is good. That wah.
Just like the little then the bass comes in. And it's over.
Nope. Now it's
and it's over, and now
ocarina
it's
music.
and now we're playing the bad game.
Let's see what Rambler's got on tap for the Ganon fight here.
Come on, Meridian Beast. Knowing him, it's going to be Meridian Beast from Secret of Mana.
Let's see.
Well, that's Final Fantasy. Oh, Mario RPG.
Mario
Hell yeah,
RPG.
let's go.
Okay.
All right. I mean, it's Phase 2 Smithy fight. It's not my favorite Smithy fight phase.
Yeah, I like the I use the Phase 1 in my Mario RPG pack.
Phase 1 is so good, but Phase 2 is really good too. The seed has been so straightforward that we spent more time just talking about MSU.
Well, at least there's something to talk about, right? If
Yeah.
this was just vanilla music, you'd have nothing.
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't be restreaming this if it was just vanilla. If I want vanilla music, I'd play SMZ3. I think SMZ3 has MSU now.
I think it does.
My tower. I wonder where it was.
Probably in Stalpos room, yeah. Do a couple spins.
Homer's got the Homer sword, so he's doing some good damage. About halfway done, if not more. And the Rambler is just a couple more spins away
counting.
from moving into top 32. Should bring up that bracket if it's still got it.
And that's gonna do it. Probably.
Probably.
There's the secret of Mana music.
There it is. That's a GG. Get your GGs in chat for Rambler coming in first place with a time of 1:12:11-ish.
Hey, I'm happy with it. I'm always happy with a 112 cash
Yeah, that's
seed.
Solid time.